This video I'm creating for my friend Austin about his testimony and his life story, and him getting closer to God and all this stuff that has happened in his life is one of my biggest videos ever because it's not about me, it's not about this or that, it's just someone telling their story. So I just wanted to have an intro, kind of give you a picture, kind of give you an understanding that this video is a testimony of my friend, my brother for life, Austin, and his journey in life from childhood to now in college as a junior. And it's commendable. It's beautiful. And it's just a journey worth looking at, revisiting, talking about, just learning about. Because you never know. His story might be relatable to yours, or it might hit your heart and you might understand, like, wow, maybe I need to live life fuller. Maybe I need to live life a little better. But all in all, it's his story. He was able to tell it. I was just able to record it. And let's watch his story.
Introduce yourself.
Austin Boddie, 21. I'm a junior at Eastern University, and it's my story.
So I remember we were texting and you were talking about, you wanted to talk about your childhood all the way up till your mom's passing. And I was like, what's the starter up question? And I'm like, okay, I'll ask him just off rip. How was your childhood?
I say my childhood was unique, honestly. Like, grew up playing all the sports. My mom and dad had me in all the sports. Played bass. I think the first sport I ever played was basketball. Might have been like three or four playing basketball. Then I went into baseball, went into soccer for a little bit. I wasn't the best at that though. Did football. Did I say that? I did football too. Funny story though. Football, I was supposed to go into flag football, but my mom signed me up for like Pop Warner. And when I got out there and I got hit, I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. Like, so football lasted just as long as it started, man. It was real quick. Other than that, childhood was good. I grew up with my mom, single parent household. My dad was around, but like, him and my mom didn't have the best relationship, so I didn't get to see him as much as everybody else got to see their parents and everything. But, it was good. I went to St. Raphael School, a little private school out in Hamilton. I grew up there, basically. I went there from 2nd grade all the way to 8th grade. I went to TCA for high school, Trenton Catholic Academy. Shout out Iron Mikes, man. I went there, some great friendships. And yeah, like, my mom, she was diagnosed with cancer when I was in, I would say, it was either 5th or 6th grade that she was diagnosed with cancer, so that was rough for our family, like, not knowing what was going on all the way, seeing her in the hospital, and, like, having to live with either a teammate or a family member or like a friend of a family or anything like that. Like, that was rough because it was like, I lived with my mom all my life, so growing up and seeing her like not around, it was difficult. It was like, dang, like, you got to grow up. And then when she came home and was on treatment, what was it called?
Chemo?
Yeah, chemo. That was rough too because she didn't move for days, honestly. Like, we had this one reclining chair. She sat there every day, all day. I would feed her, I'd get her food, I'd get her drinks, I would do everything for her, and that really made me grow up, honestly. Like, we didn't have as much money as other people growing up, so it was basically like we have what we got and we're gonna make the most out of that. And that really taught me at a young age to be humble and be grateful for everything that you have. And that's my motto ever since. Like, I grew up with a lot of good lessons and a lot of good values, and I feel like they've brought me through my journey, my career, and that's why I'm the man I am today.
What was the biggest lesson of being in a single household? Like, what was the biggest takeaway you got from it? Because there's always a different perspective. It could be bad, it could be good. So what was your perspective?
Definitely. I think biggest thing I learned from being in a single parent household was how hard you have to work. Like, my mom didn't show it, or she would show it sometimes, but she never told me or anything like that. She tried not to show it to me, but she used to be tired, man. You know what I mean? Working all day, working 9 to 6 pretty much, having to deal with me, take me to sports practices, pay for sports practices, pay for sports equipment. Like, you have to sacrifice a lot, and you have to give a lot up, honestly, to see your sons and daughters succeed in life. And like, she could have said no. She could have quit. She could have been like, nah, we're not doing this, or no, we're not doing that, anything like that. Like, you gotta really give up a lot, and just, it was a lot to see her go through, but she was a warrior. Like, she never complained. She never quit on me, and she always made sure I had what I needed to succeed.
What does sports mean to you? Because it seems like it's been a part of your life ever since you were little, and now you're in college running track. What's like the biggest thing? Is it love? Is it passion? Or is it like a way of life?
I think it's everything, to be honest. Like, it's love, because when I don't really have much going on, I turn to sports. Like, I love watching basketball. I love watching football. I love watching baseball. Like, I love all the sports, to be honest with you. Like, it's passion because, so it's love because I love everything about it. I love the whole, you have to work for a sport. You have to be all in for a sport. It's passion because when you really work for it and really put your time in and want something to pay off and have a goal, and you want it to succeed in that goal, that's where the passion comes. Like, if you can love the sport, but if you don't have passion, you're not going to go as far. Like, people who have passion for the sport, whether that's track and field, whether that's baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, lacrosse, tennis, anything like that, when you have passion, it really shows, and you really see, okay, I want this goal, I want to be the best, I want to be the fastest, the strongest, the most points scored, whatever. Like, that's where it is. And just the way of life, like, sports teaches you so much more than anything else, honestly. I think, like, from a young age, if you're in a sport, it teaches you how to be a team player. It teaches you how to grow and create bonds and everything like that. And then it teaches you with the losses as well. Like, everything in life doesn't go your way. You don't get everything. You don't get $1 million when you're born. You don't get the fancy cars. You don't get the fancy house, the nice clothes and everything. So that's the same thing with taking a loss. You don't win every time. You don't win every time in baseball. You don't win every time in life. So how do you bounce back from that? How do you rebuild from that? And sports has just been a outing for me whenever things were stressful, and I was able to really turn to sports and find my love, my passion, my happiness again. And that's why I want to continue in the workforce of sports, like somewhat in sports. And I think that's, like, sports has gave me a new life, it's gave me an identity, and I want to continue to carry that.
Now, you talked about your mom having cancer and experiencing that in 5th and 6th grade is a challenge, because it's like you're used to her being there. Now you're not. Now you're used to your new routine instead of your old. And then when she is back, she's not herself. So how, like, what was your mindset as a kid or during that time period? Like, what was your thoughts? Like, was it, oh, I have to be perfect? Oh, what do I have to do to help her out? Like, what was that type of?
As a kid, like, you don't have the mindset you have now. Like, looking back at it, it's like, what was I doing sometimes? Like, as a kid, I was scared, honestly, because, like, whenever you think of hospital, you think, like, sickness or death or something like that as a kid. And seeing the person you love the most, like, the person you need the most in the hospital. So I was scared. I was definitely scared for her. And then when she came out, it was like, okay, like, I have to step up. Like, can't be this same kid doing all this, hanging out with friends all the time, like, going out, having sleepovers and stuff like that. Like, no, I really had to be there for my mom and everything, anything that she needed and everything that she needed. I had to be there for my mom. Like, there were some days family members were around, but there was more days where they weren't around and they didn't know what was going on. And it was, the mindset was just provide for her. She's provided for me my whole life, everything leading up to me being in middle school. And so I wanted to provide for her so she could be back, because she was a fighter. Like, even though she was on that couch every day, she was still a fighter. Like, she wanted to fight, and she kept fighting to go on with life. So it was just like, just provide and be there for her with anything that she needed.
So how was that transition from middle school to high school? Like, how did you evolve, or how did you change?
I think from middle school to high school was just like you gotta grow up. Like high school, middle school, like yeah, big kids, everything. Like, but in high school, like those are the high school we went to, TCA. Like there was some grown men up there. Like as a freshman, I'm seeing kids 6'8", 6'9". I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like you just gotta grow up. Your mindset has to grow up. Your body has to grow up. You go through puberty and everything. And it was just like, wow, like now I'm out in the world. Like I used to walk to school. I used to walk damn near 15 minutes every day to school and from school. So I think that's why I really grew up. Like middle school, I was never walking to school, but high school, I was walking to school in my uniform, making sure my tie was tucked in the right way, and just knowing that responsibility is now on me to get to class, to go to sports. Like I was on varsity as a freshman for baseball. Obviously, when COVID happened, we didn't get to have our season, but I was thrown into the weight room, and I hated it, to be honest with you. I was thrown into the weight room. I was thrown into being with this team. I was thrown into like responsibilities that I didn't know, and it was tough at first, but it's all about maturing and understanding like, okay, like now we're not a kid anymore. We don't do this stuff anymore. So it was good though. It was definitely good.
And you're missing one thing. You got a big transfer too.
I did.
From Cherry Catholic to West, closer to your house. Now talk about that, because it's a difference. A public school and a private school, and then most of your friends are in the private school, but some of your friends are in the public school. And was there any bad blood or like any animosity between friends or people?
I mean, so the decision from middle school to high school was like either Hamilton West or TCA, and I had people on both sides like, yo, no, go to TCA, yo, play baseball there, go Hamilton, play baseball, play basketball, do whatever you want to do. Like, and my mom, she left it up to me. She was like, we're gonna do whatever you want to do, it don't matter. My dad was like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. He also wanted me to go to Notre Dame, but Notre Dame was just like too expensive at the time. And so I went to TCA at first. It was good. I made some good friends, good bonds. My brothers, honestly, like, I think that was one of the most fun times I ever had in school, to be honest with you. Like, so we did our schoolwork, but we also, like, we goofed off a lot, and it was very fun. Then situations happened at TCA, so I went to Hamilton, and it was, like, honestly a new life. Like, I grew up in private school. I grew up in Catholic school. I grew up with uniforms. So now me being in this public school, it was, like, a fresh start, and it was new life. That's when I found two of my closest brothers, my brother Marcos and my other brother Zai. Like, those are, like I say, my brothers because they're like my real life brothers to me. I made some good friends. I got into track. I got introduced to a great coach, Grady. She was amazing to me. She's the one who got me into track, and she's the one that kept me in track when I went to quit. After a couple weeks, I'm like, I hate this running. Like, all I'm doing is running and getting tired, and I want to go back to baseball. But it was good because I also got to reconnect with my boy Mac. Like, he was with me when I was in middle school. He's the one who got me to St. Raphael School, and actually get to see him and getting to experience school with him a lot more. So that was also good. Everything about West was good. TCA was good. I have no really bad complaints about high school, honestly.
Now, college, we talked about college a little bit in my podcast before, but since you've been there 3 years, what's the biggest lesson you've gotten?
Biggest lesson I've gotten? Take every day serious. Like, don't take a day for granted, honestly. Like, it goes by fast. Like, I was just applying to colleges. I was just moving in. I was just getting my dorm ready and everything like that. And now I'm a junior, about to graduate next year. Like, it's crazy when you really think about it and see, like, dang, it's been 3 years already. Like, but yeah, I've been blessed to be in a great team, great support group with track and field. Been blessed to meet some great friends, some great brothers I have. They'll be with me for life, honestly. Been blessed to be in some good and bad situations because they all shape you to be the man and woman that you are today, and they shaped me in a crazy way. And I also, like, most recently, I started my journey with God, my walk with God. Like, I was always close to God, and I was always like, I had a picture of him, but now I see the bigger picture with him. And most recently, I joined a bro group, and it's been amazing. Like past 3 months of my life, honestly, have been the most amazing because I've restarted my journey with God.
So this is the ending of part 1. This is the story of Austin, his testimony. Part 2 is going to come out Saturday, right after Friday. I just hope y'all enjoyed the first part, and just tune in for more for part 2.